Hello everybody. How are we going? Let's warm up the muscles with some daily puzzles. Hello, Mr. President. And the daily puzzle. TJNYPR. Welcome in, bruv. Welcome. Okay, let's warm up those muscles. King here followed by mate looks like a rough one to meet. Yeah. And now f6 and mate. Taking is actually a stalemate. Okay, that wasn't bad. Wait, what? Oh, it's almost a complete week. Wait, it's Sunday already. Okay, let's finish this week quickly. Castles is not a bad checkmate in one. Bishop e4, f5, gf is not a bad mate in two. Checking here is no good, but bishop d5 wins the queen. Let's go. We've seen this already. That didn't solve it. I had a gut feeling it's g4. But is it? G4, knight g4, bishop a3, yes it is. Oh, but then h5. I know what I'm missing about this puzzle, but something is not right here. Go R4I. Welcome in. Oh, it's knight h1. OMG. It's knight h1. And I will just skewer the two pieces. Oh, how could I miss this? Oh my, oh my. That's it. Ah, gotcha. Alright, shout out to 1throughmedi for the subski. Shout out to the most awesome female follower on the planet, Courtney. How are you going, love? Check. I think we've solved this one already. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I was streaming yesterday and the day before too, so you missed out on a bit of a party. Alright, let's do a full week of mayhem. Checkmate. Easy. Holy moly. Check, check. That does it, right? Yep. Next. You were in different states. You mean in a state of not caring about chess is what you mean, right? c5 and then b6 mate is unstoppable. Yep, neat. So what's wrong with rook here is rook e1. But then take, bishop, take, yes, and then if bishop d1, then we don't have mate because of bishop g3, and that's not mate anyway. Checking out colleges for oldest son, who is in 11th in high school. That's a lie, Courtney, because you are about 28 based on your profile photo, so you can't have a 17-year-old son. Cut the BS. Cut the BS, lady. If you take the hoppity, then e6. But a nice imaginary story. I like it nonetheless. I like it. Hmm. Not gonna lie, this is a bit of a problem. Rook d7 is a record. I don't know why I didn't think about that, by the way, with mate here. Wait, I got... Sweet blues! Yeah, wait, why did I not look at this? Jesus Christ, this is made in two. Thank you, YouTube chat. Too easy for me to see. Who was that? The press. The press solved it for me. Righto. This looks like a knight g4 story, right? I don't want to do things, so I will just play it. Okay, embarrassing. This is a very famous Barayev game. Knight takes e6, knight g7, and then rook e8 mate. No die classics, mate. And this is Maruzzi against Romy. Nothing like showing off, and not only you know the puzzle, the solution, which is queen h5, but also the players. Sergeant, that's a strong start given that we agreed that you're not allowed to swear on my stream. Go and stand in the corner for 5 minutes, please. And reflect on your poor choices. Queen check looks alright. I'm going to get to the agenda soon, by the way. Worry not. So queen here, bishop f3, then we take, and then we pick off the free queen, right? So it's two motives combined. One is the discovered attack on the queen, which is currently guarded, and the queen c6 move that creates a mate threat that can't be parried with f3 because the pawn is pinned. So we force the bishop to f3, thus unguarding the queen, and then we check in on it. No, cash in on it. Wow. English is not Englishing. This looks like a mate in two, no? What? Okay. Well, for starters, learn how to spell her name, please, for the love of God. It's an F, not a PH. Wait, what? Rook d8 wasn't good in that puzzle because after pawn e6, the bishop was covering the mating square. Or rather, I should point that down here this way. That's why it had to be rook d7. Check king g7, blitzer, check. And then it's mate. Okay. Yeah, there was a bishop on c3 that was covering the corner. You are most welcome. I would instinctively play here rook f5. Because I need to cover that square so that then bishop e8 is mate. It seems like the solution, right? Because then rook g5 is a threat. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that was too easy. What is this? Knight d5 feels like a move. Don't quite yet know why though. Let me think about this. Oh no, it's gonna be rook e1 knight e4. Oh, that is sexy. That is sexy. Chess Optics, how are you going, mate? Yeah, it is rook e1. Knight can't take because rook mate, so rook e1, and then knight e4 threatens mate here, and if rook takes knight, then it's mate here. What do I do against knight moves, though? Oh, then I have knight d2 mate. That's nice. That's very nice. BTY soccer. Okay, one more. I'm having fun now. That's knight c5 mate and hitting rook. Yeah. Why not knight d4, rook d6? Blitzer, I don't know which puzzle you're talking about. Sorry, I went past it now. It's bishop f4, e5. En passant check. King takes, queen d7 is mate. Nice. I don't know now which puzzle you're talking about. Knight d4, rook d6. Yeah, sorry. Always see the first line, but just because I don't call it, it doesn't mean I don't see it. So queen g7, bish is mate. But I play it faster than I say it, so sometimes I just play it out rather than... But I never play a move. Rook c8 looks like the move without knowing the full shebang. So rook c8, queen b5, rook c1 is mate. Conveniently pinned the queen, by the way, so that queen g8 is not mate. So it looks like we're home. It looks like rook takes, queen takes c7, queen c7, rook e8 mate. That's very sexy. Sack a rook, sack a queen, mate. Booyah! I have seen this somewhere before. Okay, so the gut first move is knight d8. Can't explain why, because it's covered by the most pieces. But I actually don't think I have a win after king g8 there. So then I might need to look at knight g5. Oh! Wait a sec. Knight g5, king g8. Do I have rook d8 check? Because queen d8 loses to queen e6 and bishop d8. Oh, then queen takes, king takes, rook mate. Ay. Woo, baby. Did you see this? This is the key move here. Ooh. Rook sack, queen sack, Matutski. Boomski. That is scandalous. How good we are at this thing. That is scandalous. So a couple of sidelines, just so that we're clear. First of all, king couldn't go back anywhere on the back rank because the rook was hanging. King e7 is a very important sideline where we need to see bishop c5 check. And if queen takes c5, then we have queen e6 checkmate. King f8, queen f7 mate. So king g8 was forced. And then rook d8 check played. Now queen d8 allows mate in 2 with queen here. So bishop had to capture. And now we managed to disconnect the entire queen side from the defense of the king. Now the check is wrong because then after take, the king runs. I already explained that super. And so queen takes. So one more time, queen takes his mate. He. Yeah? Alright, one more last run. That's checkmate. Next. Does this run? Alright, so now I need to... Wait. So now I need to be ready for both. But luckily So the point of this puzzle is that at this point... It's actually quite smart. It's a good one. Hey Jake. So either check is bad, because then when the king moves and then I push, the black knight will go to the square that my knight is not controlling. But if I push first, then if the knight goes here, I have check here, hitting king and knight. And after pawn up knight here, I've got knight check here, hitting knight and king. The only time when you can meaningfully fork a knight and a king with a knight is when the knight is overloaded. Flanner in internet. Welcome in, buddy. Are you new? And shout out to Jake too. This looks like a standard knight d5 deflection to deliver a mate there or win a queen here. This I don't see at first blink, but 97 picks off the rook, that much is certain. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. That was too easy. I mean, we want knight g5 to come to the party, yeah, to give a mate here. Is the gut vibe. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be something like knight g5, bishop e6, knight takes, pawn takes, and then rook here, and mate is unstoppable. Hi Itra, yeah, good, good. Why would I add you on Discord again? Remind me. What is the stuff you would like to discuss maybe there that we can't discuss here? I'm at your service, sir, already. Classic, Sergeant, classic. Okay, so this looks like check, king here, and then check and then mate. Why is this a puzzle? I don't understand. What? Okay, that was embarrassment. For a Saturday puzzle. Jeez Louise. Okay, so check cuts out rook g2. And if I go rook g2 first, then king d1. It seems like the king is running. So if bishop g4, then rook f3. So maybe it's queen g4. But then king e1. Unfortunately, I need to think about this one, which usually is not good. That's typically the first sign that things are not going my way. Oh, I think I got it. I think after bishop g4 rook here, we take with the bishop. Takes. Rook check. King d1. So close yet so far. One more time. Bishop here, rook here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. What is my... Maybe it's check here with the queen first, but then the king here. And queen check. Bishop blocks, queen check, king runs. Check, king b1, check, king a2. Damn it. I'm close to certain that this is it. Check, rook f3, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then I need to be smart, which is the problem. Because I don't know how to do that. Oh, I got it! Oh man, this geometry is beautiful. It is beautiful. Ready, guys? Are you ready? Check this out. Bishop check. Watch this. Rook f3. You with me? Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Wait. Shit, that solution doesn't work that I planned. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I misvisualized something here. Wait, rook check, king here. I've got rook check. Oh my god, this is kindergarten. Wow. What the hell? Oh my god, I was going to go some crazy cool and then... yeah, okay, I'm an idiot. I just forgot that this check is mate. Because after king here, we have mate here. Alright. Alright. Okie dokes. Now the time has come and we move on to greener pastures. Starting with Courtney, who is going to tell us, coach, I have obeyed your demands and I have been playing rapid only with increment and this is my game. Have a look at it. I'm very proud. Yeah, that's right, lectures. Like, you do not want easy solutions. Neil Shah, welcome in. You don't want easy solutions because that means that you're not really giving yourself an opportunity to extend yourself, to grow, to improve. You need to hit, you know, every now and then some roadblocks, and you need to persevere and somehow overcome. And even if you do not overcome, but you keep on attempting, is already a win. Mr. Beckett, Ninja in the house. I thought, Courtney, you have arrived with loaded guns, so to speak. Pardon the innuendo. Hoang Diem. Now that's an interesting one. Because Hoang is definitely a Vietnamese name, but Diem isn't. Oh, no, Courtney. There is no sponsoring anything here. On the contrary, I asked for a game because you have already over-sponsored. So it's time to give back. That's where my head was. And it appears that Tindy is currently unavailable. Alright, I have got a game for us to look at. A good old classic. But it's gonna be a tough one. Three-two, Courtney. After I announced that you have followed my command, only playing rapid with increment, and you dare to come back at me with the 3-2. Goodness gracious. Why? Why is that even a thing? To get your chess fix. Alright. Okay, that sounds quite naughty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to critically analyze a brilliant chess game by a brilliant mind. A lady who is brilliant behind the chess pieces, and her name is not even Courtney, so this is going to be a wild ride. A very famous game. Judit Polgar, correctly known as Judit Polgar, against Karpov. Are we ready? Here we go. Let's begin. The opening is the Petrov. From the times when people still thought that there was an advantage to be had with white against the Petrov. And so I'm casually going to blitz through the first 10 to 15 moves. This is no longer fashion. Knight c3 is the latest trend. Before that was proven to be perfectly insufficient to yield any advantage. Courtesy of Kramnik, followed by Nepom Nishi. Those two dudes absolutely destroyed this variation. And this move was never repeated. Later on, bishop f5 became the agreed practice. So, what do we do after queen d6? Move recommendations, please. The move recos. a4 is interesting. Note that it doesn't really threaten anything meaningful, because after bishop a3 I can just go queen f6, yeah? I don't understand queen d3 at all. Is this to cut out bishop f5? Yeah, this is a really strange move. Dinosaur! Thank you, buddy. Bishop b2 is obviously planning to play c4. And as such, I'm kind of on board with that. Rook b1 is by far my favorite move, though. Which was recommended by a random guy and also played by Judit. So let's break this down very, very quickly. So c4 is definitely something you want to play, but now it offers an easy target for the black pieces when every single black piece is going to pile up on d4 and it's going to hurt. So for the time being, no-go zone. The bishop would be best developed to f4 with a tempo, but we can't do that. Bishop e3 feels a little bit meh, but playable. So we quickly come to the conclusion that we don't really have an optimal way to improve our position, which typically is the time when you ask yourself the question, okay, what does my opponent want to do? And the answer to that is either of these two. And then you go like, okay, how do I mess with that? Rook b1. And now you have improved the position of your rook, while likely we are going to force a move out of black that they did not want to play at all. Almost pass, yes. Almost, Rick blunders boldly. Almost, except we never ever pass in chess, except for endgame scenarios where the only way to win is to force the opponent to play a move, also known as a Zugzwang, or a Volkswagen, as Nigel Short likes to call it. So rook b1, b6 played, and now if you are a good player, and I really highly recommend you to do this process, by the way, and this is another reason why you can't play quality chess with low time control, because now you literally need to go through the entire cycle again from scratch. So all the moves that we looked at earlier are valid candidate moves again. All right, so bishop b2, the c4, the bishop e3, all of those. And to cut the story very, very short for you, Judit here determined that for the time being none of those did really cut it, and she played rook e1. Again, playing the only piece that is a guaranteed best standing here. That being said, I think there's a strong case to be made for bishop d3. Because after bishop g4, we are going to, for the first time, meet and see a motif that is what made rook b1 so powerful. What is white's best move here? And I'm kind of spoiling the party a little bit here. Exactly, rook b5. This is the point. Rook b5. Bishop takes a7 is a classic blunder here. After knight g5, I can just take the knight, you take this and that block, and we lose a piece, and we got nothing. Do not fall for this, please. It's a good thing to look at, but there is almost nothing in the black army that would indicate that this should work. Like, our pieces are set correctly for a great gift. Nothing in the black's position indicates that it should work. Because there is g5 covered, the queen is decently positioned to be a good defender. Typically when we do this, there is no bishop on h5. So the alarm bells are going off when you even look at this. You should look at it, but you should also very quickly abandon it on account of it being poo. Right, rook b5 tempo. This is it. And now the white pieces are swarming in. Now rook d5 is a very, very obnoxious move that is going to likely win some material cause serious drama. Like, look at this. Rook d5, rook e1, and the queen is constantly getting hit. To be fair, we're not quite forcingly winning here. But boy, are we close. h4 maybe? I don't know. But this looks very, very yummy. So, Karpov plays bishop g4. No, he didn't. By and bad, we played rook e1 instead. Bishop e6. Bishop d3. And again, note the beautiful logic. So, Karpov commits to bishop e6, which is neither of these two. So now we go bishop d3, thank you very much. Because if you play bishop g4 now, you just lost the tempo on the bishop. Right? Like, who wants to play bishop g4 in 2 moves? Very, very solid play by Judit. Rook e8. And here actually Judit missed an idea that is absolutely gorgeous. Free Privik, welcome in, welcome in. So, what would you play here? Like, ignore my little hint there, and just tell me how you would play this position. Knight Courtney would probably invite a trade that is not necessarily in our favor. As I always like to say, trade with purpose. And I'm not sure that 95 serves any particular purpose. We have got a few queen c2s coming in, but I believe that h6 is gonna deal with that very, very handily. c4 is playable. Note that 94, queen d4 loses the queen to bishop h7, but then I would worry about bishop g4. Sweet Blues, there is nothing like in chess that is measured in you are not gonna like it. That's irrelevant if I like it or not. Do you like it? If you think that I wouldn't like it, you know my reasons. Do those reasons resonate with you or not? There are two very good moves available for white here, and none of those moves were said by anyone in the chat yet. Sweet Blues, I'm not getting back ranked in 22 moves. It's about the same concept as you telling me that the best way to live your life is to never leave your house, because then an asteroid can never hit you directly on the head. That is exactly the same rationale as saying playing h3 here, claiming that I will never get back ranked then. Like, if you play chess like that, that's a guaranteed way for you to not improve in chess, that mindset. The same way how you will never get in life if your policy of life is that, no, I'm not going outside because what if an asteroid hits me in the head? You can't do that, man. Is the back rank thread on? Yes, no. Answer, no. Then we don't play h3. That is absolutely outrageous to play h3 on account of a back rank mate. Queen a4 does not hit the pawn because it's guarded by the knight. Bishop h7 is still very bad, Courtney, because g5 is covered. Okay, so one of the ideas are extremely unlikely to be found because it's like crazy deep and subtle. But the other one we have already mentioned multiple times, so I'm surprised that you guys are struggling. What is the easiest piece to improve upon of all? The bishop, is it? Okay, and where should it go? Dark, she says. Well, Rick Blunder boldly, d5 has something to do with the move that I labeled as unfindable. And indeed, Judit herself didn't find it. So to follow my logic, the most obvious answer is that this rook can be improved by rook b5, which we have already seen multiple times, and it was played. As you can see, the engine is not particularly excited about it. So the idea here is that the bishop is well placed on the diagonal, right? The reason why we want to move it is to connect rooks. So one way to do that is the shocking rook b2, rook e2. And this gives similar vibes to yesterday's game between Prague and Bluebaum, with the rooks doubled on the e-file, absolutely deadly power. That's an idea. Bishop b5 doesn't really do too much. I can just ignore the pin and improve my pieces. Bishop d5, bishop g4 coming, and so on. The real wild move, which is crazy city, is rook e6. And it's easy to find if you had in mind what my good friend, whichever of you, oh, Rick Blunders, was mentioning, that if you saw d5, this is sensational. And we are winning a piece because queen d5 loses the queen. Yes, but what if they take with the pawn? That's when it becomes a marvelous positional sacrifice, because now the king's position has been weakened, and we go queen c2 now, going after the vulnerable light squares. Now, I believe g6 is going to be captured. Surely. And then we are going for mate. Mate threat. Wow. Not bad. Not bad. So g6 is not playable. h6 is. And now the light squared complex. If you watched my YouTube video that I uploaded about 6 hours ago, is about a similar concept, at least in parts. Then you start just simply attacking different weaknesses. No, you didn't find it. And now queen g6 is a threat with hitting the pawn z. Right? The other point of bishop c4 is that you want to change the order of these two pieces. Right? So what you want to do is to have the queen in the front. So if I play a few bozo moves, I mean, this loses to queen g6, and now this is too strong a threat. But I show you the alternate plan. It's queen e4 and then bishop back here, and then in we go. Sometimes you have to have the trust in your position that your threats and the way how you build up your threats is more powerful than the otherwise far more static material considerations. Like, yeah, we have got a bishop, they have a rook, but which one would you rather have? The rook f6, queen e4, this is one of the best lines for black. I can see everybody's going back and we're going forward. Bishop d3 is less good now because of g6. So we go in first. And I think this is a fabulous position for white. Alright, back to the game. So Judit plays rook b5. Karpov plays knight a5. And now we have accomplished the same goal that I showed you coming from here to here. Now she did it here to here. And once again, what this does is that it deems the bishop to be developed. You don't need to move it anymore for it to be developed. Knight c6. And again, regrettably, for the second time she misses it. And now it's even stronger, because now the rook is also on e1. So this is an outright win here. It's over. Because now you don't even need to do this. You can just go queen e2, queen e4. It's over. But she just dropped back. And now we need again a strong move. Yeah, it was a proper long time control game, yes. Yeah, rook e6 there was a very uncharacteristic miss by Judit. I'm sure she looked at it though, so I would love to know why she declined or regretted. Not regretted, sorry, why she decided not to play it. Why she rejected it is what I was gonna say. But English is still not Englishing today. So, why to move? What do we do? Yep, you are correct. Rook e7 doesn't work. Guarded by 47 pieces. Well, she was young throughout most of her career, right? But I don't necessarily know what you mean by that, because they played in 2003. So she was, what, 27 when they played this game? Yeah. D5. Very good. Excellent. It's not a cheapo at all. This is not a cheapo, and I tell you why it's not a cheapo, because you don't play d5 because you hope they take. That's the 400 rated mindset. The reason why it's a good move is because you have a follow-up in your head against knight e5, which is knight e5. If you didn't see this, d5 counts as a fail. Because the whole purpose of d5 is to kick the knight, they leave the center, you conquer the center. Queen d5 was never the part of the thinking. That's just a kindergarten trick. Right? If you're playing d5 in this position because you hope that they will take it, you shouldn't be playing it. That's the worst way to think in chess. It's not a backup plan, it's merely a tactical justification of the idea. But the idea is that I want to kick the knight so that I can put mine in the center. That is the idea. d5 is a means to the end. It's not the end, it's the means. And you have to understand that. This is the means to achieve something. The something is the knight in here. Okay, what do we do now? Yeah, ZJ, that's not how it went. You are correct. Bishop f4, excellent. Now the development is valid because it comes with a tempo. We are threatening to play knight g6, winning the house. So they had to take. Hello, Brazy. Queen takes a3. Now he white has got multiple ways to pull ahead. The neatest tactic is d6. Can someone explain to me how this works? Quick. Right, so take, and the queen can't take back because we have this. Very good. She instead played rook e3, which of course introduces a very, very famous tactical motif, which we should be familiar with from my No Die Classic series. So let me see now how many people are watching my YouTube videos in the chat. The very famous Lasker sacrifice is how it has become known, due to A classic game played by, you won't believe it, Laska. Fisher Random. Do you have the whole line by any chance? Rook h3 brace is going to be a little bit hurtful or painful to play. Yes, dark is on the money. Dark is definitely very bright today. So the plan, ladies and gentlemen, is to carry out the famous Lasker double bishop sacrifice. If you didn't know this, tell me please why you are not watching my YouTube channel. And I will direct you to the video because I am a generous soul. Nodai Classic, Chapter 2. The double bishop sack on my channel. Anyway, so the idea is check, and then comes the second bishop sack. And after check comes checkmate. Yeah, ZJ, I know that comes as a shock, but the famous Lasker sacrifice was not named after Mr. Sacrifice who did the Lasker, but Lasker who did the sacrifice. Yeah. Just a quick check-in. If f6, then typically there are trillions of ways to win it. But the most brutal one here is maybe rook e7. That's a bit of a jerk of a move. The idea is mate, and if you take, the rook is unguarded. So now we do a bit of a Ringarosi. This is actually quite funny. And then you take the rook, and now the mate is unstoppable. But there are easier mates here to be had. Bishop takes f6 being one of them. Now queen g6 is mate threat. Rook f6, check. Check. And Matutsky. One more lap before you capture. Yeah, there's no harm in repeating. Always repeat, yeah? Always repeat. Always listen to Feingold. Always listen to Feingold. Alright, what did you think? Fun was had? Always play f6. Yeah, that didn't quite work out in this one. That was pretty sexy, right? Matutsky shirts. Do I have Matutsky shirts? Don't know. Check out the merch shop, buddy. Do I have Matutsky shirt? No, I don't think I do. No, I didn't actually, because Matutsky, yeah, I remember this. Because Matutsky is actually a phrase that was coined by my favorite human, Morris Ashley. So that would have been basically theft. And I'm not one to do that. Hence, no Matutsky. Alright, what should we do next, ladies and gentlemen? On Your Bike is from my good friend.
Come on your bike. On your bike.
Tony G, my friend. Tony G. Alright, let's do some endgame calculation exercises. Because why not coconut? Oh, Jazz in the house. Jazzinho. What's up, young fella? How's it going? Tony G is a legend. Yes, he's a legend. Okay, let's... Oh, you missed that, Jazz, on some quality lesson here. Which is very regrettable. Okay, let's start off our day with a super easy endgame scenario. White to move and be sexy. B7, knight takes A6, king C6. What then? Right, so the motive, and Courtney, you have to promise me that you learn this now, is that, of course, it does work. You just don't need to obsess on capturing stuff. You need to get your queen. As a matter of fact, this motive famously works even with... no, I actually couldn't make it work with king on d7 because then the king gets close. I wanted to show you that it works here. And it does if the knight takes, right? But after king c7 we lose. But if with knight takes, even here you can't get to the pawn. It's a very, very famous motif that everyone should know, which is why I put it up. And now, Courtney, you know this. Trickery. We're not playing checkers. We're chessing here. Alright, here's another sexy one for Courtney. And everybody else who considers themselves to be sexy. Speaking of sexy, by the way, what do you guys think about the hot chess goss, which I don't think is a goss anymore, that Bibisara and Sindarov, they are a couple now, apparently. No wonder the guy is on fire. And no wonder the guy is on fire, right? That explains. That explains him winning 4,000 games in a row. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jazz, you're not following chess social media. No. On the contrary, no wonder that the guy is incapable of losing a game. He didn't get into a bad position per se. I wouldn't say that. He was flirting a little bit with trouble, but he played brilliantly. That slightly inferior ending. Yeah, it would have been very, very cool if both won, but typically these things seem to have a greater influence on men than women. All right, let's send these guys forward and win the game. How do we do it? Well, why don't you continue your line, Sweet Blues? Why do we stop there? The greatest mistake a man can do is to stop too soon. That's what she said too, right? Don't stop too soon. Right, so there is an idea where we go d6 according to Brazy, ed, e6. Now, can anyone explain to me why we are not catching that knight instead of going some weird checking routes? Yeah, exactly. So we need to fix it. All right, so this is how you solve this position in about 20 seconds. You go d6, pawn takes e6, and that loses to knight here. And you go like, okay, so I need to clog up the f square, f6 square as well. You go f6, pawn takes, and then e6. And now both of these squares are occupied by white pawns, which means that the knight cannot come back on time. So d6 takes, f6 takes, e6, and up. Thank you, kindergarten win. Oh, it's also what she said. Nothing like impressing them. Yeah. Nice, easy. Now, for the final question, why couldn't we start with f6? The reason is pretty simple for that. It's because in this case, ef. And now if you push, the knight will blockade both pawns. If you go this way, now check. And again, the knight catches both pawns. I already sent back a message to you just saying it was noise. In case you missed it. So yes, I did. Alright, uno más. Okay, this is a bit childish, but I like it because it messes with people's heads. Oh, Courtney sent me some goods. Courtney sent me some pics to have a look. See, can't wait. Can't wait to see the pics. Courtney, in a sec I will check out your content. But first we need to solve this. This is super easy. No, I expected solutions flooding in already. That's a very good question. When was the last time you saw a puzzle when it was black to move? Never. It's always white to move unless stated otherwise. Also, the board orientation is another hint. But I'm happy to confirm it's white to move. Brazy!
I'm only reminded to renew when I see ads lol.
Oh, that's it, man. That's it. Cheers, mate. Love you long time. Wow, I didn't expect this to cause any dramas, but apparently it has. Yeah, you are right, Jazz. Queen b6 is a total pain, so it has to be bishop g5. And why wouldn't you anyway? It's the most fun way to play. King g4 makes absolutely no sense because then I go check and I just get the pawn super easy. I am telling you guys, this is by far the easiest of all puzzles I've put up today. I don't understand how h7 95 king g5 gets a thumbs up when knight f7 is available. Jeez, guys, forcing moves, for the love of God, please. Forcing chess moves, please. Please. h7 95, h8, knight g6, and the knight doesn't make it back in time, Cleaves. Oh, man. This hurts. This hurts. I'm not gonna lie. This hurts. It is the easiest of all of the puzzles I showed you today. And that line, e10, is completely wrong, because then I go, after king g7 I go f3, you take, I go f2, and you lose the game. Courtney, how does king h5 fit into the theme of forcing moves? Okay, so just to straighten, guys, this whole idea out. This is absolutely, completely, tragically terrible, right? Like, I don't even understand why this would occur to you that this could be a win for white. Like, for starters, I win with check. But even if I didn't have that, like, how is this even an attempt at winning? Right? Come on. Thank you, tactics. Holy smokes, guys. I said forcing chess moves. Forcing moves. And spinned. No check. 2-move solution. 2-move solution. Easily the easiest puzzle I showed you all day. Because everything else loses so obviously, you are literally forced to look at the check, right? Like, every other move is like, black is winning instantly in every line. Not even close. So you look at, okay, what if I just kill the knight? I don't know why we are looking at king g5. It literally loses to every move there is. Knight e5 wins, f3 wins, everything wins. You're right, f3 is the easiest win, but every move win. Yeah. How is the Australian Lion doing tonight? I don't know who the Australian Lion is, but I'm sure they're doing great. If that's me, also great. Also, I don't know why tonight, because it's 2 p.m., right? Alright, let's finish the day with looking at my favorite human. If only I could do that, but instead we need to look at my favorite human's chess game. Oh, that's second best, right? Love, are we white or black? Because this is sadly an opening that you play with both colors. I should have looked at the message. Courtney is not talking to me anymore. Oh, the colors got carefully cut out, so I can't even tell. Ah, be kind, I'm black. Well, that's not how it works, sweetheart. You know that that's not how it works. Who is the she? Who are we playing? Give me some deets, please. Give me some deets, Courtney. We need to work with some info here. Okay, so she's some 1800 lady. Young lady. Urgh. Yay. Courtney, this is a yucky move that begs for trouble. Two things that you need to know. One, it's absolutely priority to develop your king side first before you do anything with this bishop. It's the most commonly committed mistake on club level is that people obsess on putting this on the long diagonal. Good idea, not for now. So this is tragic because now after knight e5, bishop b5 check is already game winning threat, and queen f3 is coming, everything is loose, and you have got zero development. Ironically, a6 instead is actually far preferable as a concept, because now you can play b5 and put the bishop here without allowing bishop b5. But your best move by far here is definitely something like take, and then bishop e7, then castle, and then develop the bishop. This is the order of importance. King side, and then bishop. Because otherwise, you are going to get absolutely slaughtered. When you say interesting, you mean like obvious and makes sense, yeah? That you don't have time to play 7,000 pawn moves in an opening without getting roasted. when they are fully developed and you are not. Shout out to the guy who told you that on your level you shouldn't be playing French because it teaches you bad habits. This is, Courtney, the type of chess you should be playing. All pieces developed with controlling the center. This is the type of chess that you should be feasting on, slaughtering it. This is not an opening you should see as black, as normal. This is not normal. The day when you quit this garbage in order to learn good chess habits, meaning e4, e5, I'm going to celebrate. Shout out to Low Tier Low. Thank you. Okay, so I don't understand how you... Oh, b6 was to defend the pawn. Oh, Lord. Oh, wow. We went from bad to worse. Because these two moves make no sense together. At all. Right? But I understand now that b6 was played actually to cover the pawn, which makes it even worse. Because that you could have done with the queen move or, once again, taking on c5. Your opponent is pretty bad at this game, by the way. That's terrible. They should have played it d5. And after take, now we are in a world of hurt again. Because we just don't get enough time to properly develop. And I expect some queen b7 here bruising us really, really big time. Queen e8, rook e1, and again, beautiful, gorgeous development versus garbage. Yes. So this needed to be recaptured with the queen. Because then this pawn structure, although it is damaged, is manageable. Because the c5 pawn, whilst is isolated, it's not on an open file. So it's not going to become a genuine target for a long time to come. But, she says, what's the but? Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, Courtney, and also it's your doing, not mine. You played b6. When you played b6, you went like, I don't mind the isolated pawn on c5. That was you all along. I don't even understand why you bring that up as a problem, because you played b6 and you went like, I am signing up for c5 isolated pawn. Like, what exactly was the plan in case of take? That's quite rich, actually, that you're saying that, since you actually went like, I want this. Like, hello? It's like you buy a yellow shirt for your husband's birthday, he puts it on, and you go like, by the way, you look butt ugly in yellow. And hubby goes like, you bought it for me. It's like, what? Like, you asked for this. You can't put this back on me. You played b6. Like, this is literally forced right out of get-go because of b6. So, I don't even know why you are saying that, oh, I don't like that. It's like, shit, I hate this French. Yeah, well, you played e6, didn't you? Alright, let's move on. Now we are perfectly fine. And this is another tragedy, by the way, that you always get away with murder, which makes it less likely that you'll listen to me and stop playing this hot mess. Oh, shit. Please tell me that we won this. Please. Please tell me that we won this. Oh, God. Why are we not challenging that rook right away? Oh, because of knight c6. Okay. Which is why I think I would have gone on it right away. But okay. This is actually very cool. You got me there. I'm sure you saw that too. Wait, what time control was this again? I forgot to check. What was the time control? Oh, you deleted that information too, just so that I can't decline analyzing the rest of it on account of it being a blitz. Okay, this is great endgame play. This is great endgame play. I love it. Yep, good. Dog poo. I think I would have played here e5 first. And send the rook. And then go to the d file. Yeah, rook d8. Yep. 94. But this is a bit tactical, right? Low tier the easiest one is through my YouTube channel. There is a link right there. There's a PayPal link on my YouTube channel, but there is also, I think this link works. No? Oh, Tindy! Oh, sorry, not a fat belly. Cheers, buddy.
Hello, hello.
Oh, my donate link doesn't work. Guys, how do you donate? Is that through the PayPal link? The YouTube link? Oh yeah, there is a, just scroll down, bro. There is a donate icon right there. Just scroll down and there is a donate icon right below. Right, so 94 wins the house. Yeah, because now this is falling. That's quite gorgeous. No, Tindy is not here. Sorry, that was false alarm. It was my good friend Fat Belly. Alright, so I'm sure we didn't do that. I don't know why I said that. We should have played that. What the fridge? Hello, isn't take what? Courtney! Oh man, like take rook c8. Carnage. Carnage. Hanging. Oh, fuck. No, why? Why? Like, oh man. The irony is that we might actually get away with murder here with rook c7. Because they can't get out of the pin. Shock, there is a, if you scroll down, there is a donate button. Which does seem to work when I clicked it. But thank you for the intel. Oh, wasn't it? That's weird. But there is a donate button on my YouTube channel as well. Fuck. Why is it not working? So how do you give me money then? Okay, that's weird. Right, for those of you who are struggling, basically you go to my YouTube channel, which typically looks like this, and there is a link here right in the middle. This blue one here, that definitely works. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I do need a link tree, and I also don't know how to troubleshoot that. I need people with brains. I suck at these things. Jedi. Typically people send me a game that they want me to look at, and when people are stuck for what to pick from, I typically ask for painful losses because that's the most we can learn from. Right. So, why did this game end here? Bearing in mind, Jedi, that you need to be rather speedy about this because I'm going to call off the stream very soon, as I need to attend to other important things. Yeah, Courtney, you're fine. B5 is not stoppable, right? Maybe A4, but A6, yeah? Like, we are actually going to regain this business. I'm almost still preferring black here. I mean, granted, they can go rook g3 and then start munching on these pawns. But, yeah. Far out, man. Like, you outplay this human pretty easily. I don't understand why is it relevant that she's 13. And I also don't understand what my third game means. Also, I don't know what you mean by doing a simul against you. Like, what? You can't do a simultaneous against one human. A medical advice for recovering Caro-Kann player. Yes, quit that shit and play some proper openings. But on a serious note, though, there's nothing wrong with the Caro-Kann. If that's the style you want to play, then just learn it. That's not called a simultaneous, Courtney. Simultaneous is when you are playing against multiple different humans at the same time. What you are referring to is called a match. Yeah, Accelerated Dragon is totally fine. Yes, indeed, you did catch me. The problem with the Caro-Kann on club level is that no matter how stupid your opponents are, it's very difficult to get sharp positions out of it where you can play for a win without having to break your neck and 2 legs and an arm. So, Courtney went silent, but yeah, I was curious about this simultaneous thing to be clear that one up because, yeah. Yes, a simultaneous chess is when one player plays against 25 others. I think, Courtney, you work very well with visuals, so let me show you one. Whatever, it's misspelled, but you will get the idea. You see how there is Hikaru here? Oh, it's on the edge of the screen. Okay, let's have a look at Vichy. You see him playing against a million dudes in a circular format. Yeah? And he's walking around and playing against all of those dudes at the same time. If you play multiple games against the same individual, it's called a match. Not a simul. So you both are using wrong language, but funnily enough, you still understand each other. That's marvelous. So that is not called a simul. That's a match. Oh, Elliot Alderson coming in strong again. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Mr. Elliot Alderson. A beastly blitz player of a human. Absolute beast. Thank you for the 15 Baccarino super chat. I'm guessing that that's Jedi. No, that wasn't you. Okay, so who was it then? Oh, that was Code. Oh, yeah, because you are using the missus's... your son's YouTube. Fucking hell. Okay, I'm very confused. I got 2 donos and I recognize neither names, so that's hilarious. Cody, can you please whisper to me in a whisper which one it was? Jedi, I just showed it to the chat 2 minutes ago that you need to go to my YouTube channel, where you should be a subscriber any day. But there is no more. That's it. Like, one of them is something else, and the other one is something else. There is no more whatsoever. One of them is from a certain Billy, and the other one is from a certain Louis Hector. Apologies for doxing you. Alright, I'm going to troubleshoot this shit, guys, after today. I don't understand what the problem is. Thank you, Elliot Alderson. I appreciate you. Very sorry, buddy. I was a bit distracted because people want to give me money, and apparently I'm not facilitating it too well. Yeah, exactly. That hurts. Now I can see now that Streamlabs wants me to hook up my PayPal with Streamlabs. Apparently, it hasn't been done. So I will do that after stream, off screen. Alright, so there is a game he sent to me by Black Hatsami. Mr. Black Hatsami, are you one of the dudes who... Oh, fucking hell. I mean, bloody hell. Now I'm getting flooded with money and this is not good. I don't know what to do anymore. Actually, I do know what to do. I need to eat. I need to grab a bite and then I'm going to take care of all of this. I'm getting overwhelmed. I will just grab a muesli bar and then I will take care of all of you. Okay, chicos, chicas. Chicos, chicas. Let me stuff my face with a protein bar, actually. Or a muesli bar that is protein rich. Okay, so Mr. Low Tier. Is this Courtney? No. Okay, I don't know who this is. And then there's Courtney and then there's this. So I don't have any 100 messages. Oh my god, stop! Jesus! Far out. Okay, so... What the frick is happening? Cody, stop! Alright, here's the deal. Oh my god, I'm clicking. Oh my god, I'm losing the plot now. Alright, I've got an anal border. Stop. Talk to me if you paid me money and you sent me a game. The first one that I'm gonna sort out is okay, so Ninja sent me a game, Peripheral sent me a game, and Black Hatsami sent me a game. Who is Black Hatsami? I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna start with Black Hatsami, okay? Okay, let's go. I don't know who is who. Black Hatsami, if you are there, identify yourself. Tell me which color we are. Shock, thank you. As you can see, it's funny that I do this for a living, right? Well, kind of. Not really. DH Germany, I have been on Perpetual Chess at least twice. I have been on Chess Dojo. I haven't been on the Chess Dojo, actually. No, I have never been on Chess Dojo. I have been on Chess Journeys. I have been on the Russian guy who podcasts all the big stars. Mastrida. And I have been on David Lona. Have I been on Dojo? Really? I don't remember that. What was I talking about? Oh, I apologize if I labeled him as Russian. Sorry. I remember getting crapped on. What do you mean? Oh yeah, the chess books one. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about Kostya about chess books. I didn't count that as a podcast, but yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, fair. Alright, so I still don't know who this guy is. Can someone please tell me who Black Hatsami is? Who is fittingly, by the way, playing with the black pieces in this game. If I could find the freaking... Oh my god. Okay. I need to close some windows. Fuck. I'm not in my element today, guys. Apologies. Okay, Black Hatsami, black. Let's go. Oh, Fat Belly is definitely a high chess player. Okay, what? Okay, this is a tragic opening. I don't know what level we are looking at here, but this is looking bad. By the way, Cody, did you mean to send a game? Because you sent some money in my way as well. Yeah, I would just develop here. Knight f6 and castles, yeah? Okay, who the heck is this guy whose game I'm analyzing right now? Like, there are 5 people who paid me and I'm analyzing the 6th guy. Jesus wept. Okay, I will put this to the side because no one seems to claim this game to be theirs. So I'm gonna go with this link that was sent to me just then by Jedi. Jedi, did you pay me? Ah! Fucking hell. Alright, sorry for forgettable username. I will get back to you right after this, okay? Apologies. Apologies, good sir. Okay, let me get through this one game at a time. Okay, Jedi. We are black. This is the line I play too. Don't do this. Don't do this, Jedi. Do not do this, please, for the love of God. The only reasonable move that we have here, that is logical based on what you've done so far, is a6. Because why are we playing knight e7 here? It's not because we want to develop the knight, yeah? Because this knight is terrible on e7, blocking the bishop. The reason why we play this is because we want to retake on c6 with the knight. So when your opponent says, screw you, I'm not taking, you should be like, yes, you are. And when they go, screw you, I'm not, then you go, ah, okay, well, now I'm stuck with the knight on e7, so I will play d5, so that after take, my knight is not in the way of the bishop. Okay, so that's absolutely non-negotiable. Absolutely non-negotiable. G6 is really, really questionable here because there are a lot of weak dark squares now in the camp, and c3, d4 is gonna obtain the entire center for white, yes. So here I think he should have taken and then d5, right? Like a chess player. No, there is no inconvenience whatsoever. That is just that I got a little bit overwhelmed with 5,000 donations coming in on 7 different sources, and people didn't say who they were, so I still quite don't know who I owe an analysis apart from Cody. So did you send any money, Forget? Yeah, okay, so knight c3, knight d4. Dude, I'm still finding it very, very rough to believe in this. I don't like what we're doing here at all. Actually, I would have played here d5. I would have preferred here d5, just to deny d5 altogether, e5 castles, and just... This is passive, and it looks unpleasant. All of this is correct, but you survived the opening. If we play queen p6, you are basically saying that I'm still willing to risk getting knocked out in 20 moves, because I'm not developing, I'm not controlling center, and I'm going on a pawn hunt. Oh, you are the 10 ninjas. Okay, Billy, I think I got you. Yeah, so we are playing with fire here, and I really, really dislike every move we are playing here. So queen c7 is the last move I would play here, because you are going from one attack into the next. Like, why is it not queen a5, where you can't be hurt? Servus, Mate! That's a very early morning, buddy. Are you getting ready to vote twice? What's happening? Wait, like it's crazy o'clock in Hungary. Oh, not too bad actually, 6:30. Right. My man is getting ready to vote. Ready for celebration or torching? Are you going for the safe vote? Classic, classic. The safe vote. The safe choice, as they phrased it. Is Orban going to lose? I think he is. I think he is. G'day. Yeah, so, okay. Can you please explain to me, like I was 10, why we are playing Queen E5? So we have got a zillion threats associated with knight d5, owing to the discovery on the c file. List candidate moves that solve this problem. Well, you have been nothing but passive, my friend, so the I didn't want to be passive is not an argument, because we haven't done anything but. But yeah, okay, so what are the candidate moves that deal with this shite? If you look above you, and I don't mean it like in your room, then your good friend Fedbelly would give you a hint. Now I dislike Queen A5 here too. Yeah, welcome to developing crap pieces, yeah? Sweet Blues, I would rather chop my hand off than give up my dark squared bishop in a position like this. Like, this is not a candidate move. This is what resignation looks like. I don't know how you didn't see that. Because this gives up the piece that controls all the dark squares, while white has their dark squared bishop. Yeah, exactly. That's like, I think we had this analogy yesterday, that you had a broken fingernail, and so you decided to chop your arm off from the shoulder. That did solve the broken fingernail problem. 100%. Solved your tennis elbow as well. So in one go, we definitely resolved a lot of problems. Okay, so now we just lost the chess game to takes and bishop d4, yeah? That's sad. That is also very sad. So take, bishop d4, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Jedi, your game definitely needs some brushing up in chess principles, but also in tactical vision. To be fair to you though, I think that this could have been actually a way to last very long. What she said. Because this queen sack is actually quite difficult to beat. Because in contrast to the scenario where we lost the dark squared bishop, now we do have the dark squared bishop on and they do not. So to take advantage of the dark colored complex now is a lot more challenging from white's perspective. And if you manage to develop this bishop, which is a big if, then the rook bishop combo for the queen is not an easy obstacle to overcome by any means. Okay. The people who paid me, which is Ninja and Low Tier, you need to keep on yelling at me when I'm done with this. Well, not all cost, but close to all cost, yes. And it's not even g6. It's actually g6, e6 together. Which does happen in some openings, but typically when you play a c pawn, an e pawn, and a g pawn, that creates this very fugly situation where your entire dark color complex is tragically weak. How to get the badge? Pay me money. Money, 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 money. Actually, that is so fitting that I'm playing this clip after 5,000 people paid me money. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm running around like a headless chook. Basically, the way how you get the badges is that you subscribe to the channel, brother. Okay, so now every sensible human would have just taken this bishop d6 and killed you through torture. Because queen g3 allows castles. Now we got off the hook a little bit. Yeah, your opponent is forcing you here to play moves that you wanted to play anyway. Now, I'm proud of you for this. You need a dono bar with a goal of 1,000 per stream. Yeah, Cody, if I get 10, I'm shitting myself from joy. On average. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the hardest question of the day. I'm very, very curious who is going to get this right first. Best move for black. Whoever says it first and backs it up with a decent argument, I will be very proud of. That's your reward, my pride. At which point most people go like, F it, not interested. Jazz and Fat Belly came in close first, second. Yes. So you have a problem, my good friend Jedi. You have a bishop that is not a bishop. It's currently worse than a fat pawn. You need to get the hell out. And so you go d5. This is the type of thing that below a certain level of play, people simply don't even consider. Because they cannot fathom the idea of giving material away in order to shake off your problems. Whereas above a certain rating range, that completely changes around and it always becomes priority. Whenever you have a problem, you want to throw material at it. Because that typically resolves it the easiest ways. But below a certain level, like people wouldn't even consider it. And when you show it to them, they go like, yeah, but that's hanging. It's like, yeah, and? What was your problem? That my bishop couldn't move. Oh, okay. Well, that problem seems to have been resolved, didn't it? Yeah, but. No, but. There's no but. You had a problem, you had to solve it. You don't do that, and you are going to be tortured to death with this bishop. F5 is not really bad, but the problem with it, Courtney, is that it doesn't resolve the problem, does it? Now, b6 is a good question. Why not b6? Because it doesn't solve the problem. Knight d6 and you still can't move the bishop. That's why. So, when you set out to set a problem, the first thing you want to check, however condescending it sounds, is that does it actually solve the problem? People don't do this. They go like, oh, I have a shit bishop. I will put it here. It's like, fabulous, great, well done. Except you can't do that, right? So you really have to check when you are problem solving if your idea actually does solve the problem, because many of the moves, like b6, on paper look 10 out of 10, like best move, until you actually put it to the test and you go like, oh, actually, wait a tick, I'm completely stuck. Yeah. But your opponent demonstrated here great understanding of nothing by playing a3. Now we are provoking our opponent to play the best move. Don't ever do this. If you want to hear a good Ben Feingoldism, that is not a Ben Feingoldism because I came up with it, not him, is to don't ever force your opponent to play a move they want to play. Ever. Anything is better than forcing what your opponent wants to do. Unless it's absolute dog poo that they want to do. In that spirit, by the way, d5. Ironically, now that we lost the pawn, we are great. Now we have at least equalized. Thank God for losing that pawn. Bro, rook a8. Why? Activate the rook. What the fridge is this? Oh, mate. The guy finally loses a pawn, as a result of which his position is clearly fine. He goes like, oh crap, not to lose a pawn. Nah, not in my house. Nah, losing pawns. Nah, that never worked for me, except the one time when I did. Oh, shit. That was criminal activity, mate. Like 5 minutes in the corner. If you take b4, I'm gonna break down in teas. So yesterday I was barking at someone for like 10 minutes straight that the worst thing you can do in a down material endgame is to trade down to king and pawn ending. And if I was given $1 every time, or a Bitcoin, every time I said this, I would be a trillionaire. Like, you should rather bite into your hand, headbutt the screen, and then just completely erase your C drive on your computer than even contemplating this. Like, what were you thinking was gonna happen? Veronika Merkusheva. Are you from Russia or Slovakia, Veronika? Probably neither, but the name is. This is golden! Like, White actually manages to mess it up by playing g5, and now it's a dead draw. Dead draw. And then all you need to do is like king d4. What does my opponent want to play? King e5. Okay, no. And there's no way to make progress for White. Yeah, but it's really not that hard, Cody, to keep this in mind that when I'm dead lost in material, I shouldn't be trading down to king and pawn endings. But yeah, I hear you. It's freaking It's mental. Like, your opponent says, hey, I want to kill you. What do you say? You go like, sure, please. Go to town. Please. Please murder away. And they go like, okay. And they did. Mate. You will need my endgame course, that's for sure. That was tragic. Ay, 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 ay. Alright, Mr. Law is getting very aggressive. Don't like that. But the reminder is fair. Far out, brother. You definitely signed up for some slapping here. But boy, how I managed to not to cry after rook takes b4, I don't know. I know, Cody, because I'm a lazy tosser and I'm not working on it. Several months at least. Wait, this is not it. Okay, Mr. Aggressive, which color are you? Low tier. Are you white or black? I'm guessing we are white. I don't have babies, or not that I know of. I've got one child. That I know of. So that's not quite an excuse. And besides, she's an absolutely fantastic customer. So she causes no problems yet. Trimby! I am precise calculator, but I've got a fair bit on my ends, so you might want to just hang around without chucking more money in my face. Be very careful with this e4, brother, because here e5 is very annoying. So you want to play knight f3 first and then e4. And in fact, wait, I went through this too fast. Okay, so knight f6 makes no sense. It's a terrible move. Take d5. This is another thing that I had to explain to students earlier, and I'm like, what? Like, why are we playing c4 here? The reason why we do is because we want to take this pawn so that they don't have a pawn to retake with, then we can obtain the center. So if they don't play c6 or e6, it means they failed. So now you just take, they take back. Actually, e4 is inaccurate. You play knight f3 first, and then you play e4, and you go like, thank you very much. Get out of my game.
Come on your bike.
On your bike.
On your bike.
Precise, I just said that I am analyzing submitted games. But I have got a fair bit of a backlog to work with now. Well, some of the viewers are students, so there is a catch there. It's legal, Courtney, that knight goes back to f6, but we have learned from someone that when knight's getting shoved around like this in an opening, that's a textbook case of them dying very soon. So it's not accepted though, it's ignored. We haven't gotten to the accepted part yet, brother. We went to the Queen's Gambit ignored, which is to be punished. Precise. I would say check back in tomorrow, buddy. I've got a backlog that I need to get through today, and it will take me a while. Naniwa is in the house. Get the hell out of town right now. Well, decline would be if they played e6. That's declined. This is just being ridiculous. Welcome, brother. The greatest general of the Protoss forces is in the house. For those of you who appreciate StarCraft. Ninja, right after this you are next, buddy. Why does it have a book? Because everything has a book nowadays. To make feel people good about themselves. Like this has a book too, and it's a dog shit move. Queen's Gambit undetected. Yes, that's right. Chess is life. Welcome in. I don't know why it's a good move. Like, I don't make the system, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. Typically, knight f3 is best here, by the way. And then take, and then you... Oh no, it's actually queen takes. And now black can't defend the pawn. Yeah, I dislike this move because now bishop on c5 is going to be a beast. Your bishop is going to find it very difficult to find a meaningful diagonal at all. Test the theory, cheese, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Brazy, you're correct. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is a book, but it's not exactly university. Ace, Jesus wept. Oh my god. Okay, what? Okay. Incredible. Yeah, the Very Hungry Caterpillar is a classic, but I actually like the Sleepy Bear. The Sleepy Bear is the best, and if you haven't, guys, read the Very Sleepy Bear, you missed out. In fact, Nick Bland in general is the author you want to read. Nick Bland. What is this guy doing? Oh, for frick's sakes. Like, really? Like, did you send this to me to piss me off to no end? Like, bunny is fast. Like, why would you even look at a3 here? h3 is good because it's a tempo and it challenges a pin. What the hell is a3? Like, it looks like you guys are... Like, it's like a dialogue, which is a good chess game is always the dialogue, right? When I pose a problem, you answer it. You pose a problem, I answer it, right? Like, you ask, I answer. You ask, I answer. This game, to me, looks like the two people talking to each other. One of them is in French. The other one is Chinese, Cantonese. And they act like they understand each other, but actually there's no overlap whatsoever. What is going on? Like, you just got pinned. The natural reaction to that every day of the week is, get out of my face. Every day of the week. And now bishop h5 is terrible because now you come around here and you have got a monster knight coming in on f5. Instead, we go a3. Which is the, if your move is not developing or controlling center in the opening, you are almost certainly playing something rubbish. That's a textbook case. More bunny is there. Playboy Mansion. Oh, I should have coined that term myself. Ay, 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 ay. Yes, that is right. This is not how you won the bunny ears. That's the Hefner Mansion where you won the bunny. It's not here. Okay, I kind of dig it, but yeah, let's go with that. We keep on missing out on this. Yeah. No! I would not take this. Yeah, 94 was on. 94, but now it isn't because of this. You're right. You're right. So I would much rather not take this, despite the engine liking it, but play knight f5. Because in my book, getting an open G that I can work with is a lot better than granting my opponent a semi-open F that they can work with. Quite frankly, I am absolutely shocked by the engine's preference over knight g6 to knight f5. Yeah, I think knight h4 is a blunder here on account of knight d5 maybe. And if I take this, you take this. Yeah. Good call, good call. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of taking on g6 at all. Yep, I approve of that. Oh, that is cheeky. I like it. This is cheeky. So we correctly now avoid the trade. And we are setting up a very, very annoying trick. I dig that. Also, on occasion, we are eyeing with this idea, which is to be seen in my latest YouTube video, which I released 9 hours ago. 6. No, 9 actually. Oh, what? Hello? What? What do you say? Please tell me we did do it. Oh. Broski, you set up the thread and then you don't cash in? Oh, man. Courtney, that's an auto, like it's a scheduled video. So I recorded it last night and then I scheduled it so I don't need to be awake for it to be released. Mate, you played rook g1, you played bishop e2, and then you don't go rook g6. Oh, mate. That's Sydney Sweeney coming to you, going like, "Here's my phone number. Let's go out on a date tomorrow night." And you go like, "Yeah, nah, I have to do the grocery shopping for the week. Sorry, hun. Costco it is. Costco it is. No dates for me." Mmm. Ay, 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 ay. Twice. Twice. Happened to you yesterday. You missed out on some hot date because you were a bit of a chess player? What happened, Mate? Tell me. Preferably send pictures too. At least an Instagram account so that I can evaluate the level of catastrophe that you pulled off. I told Sarah Sweeney no thanks. Yeah, it's Sydney, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this hurts that we miss this tactic. It really does. Okay. I don't necessarily agree with F3, though. I don't know if I understand the purpose of that move. No, I meant pictures of the Sheila that you passed on to go to groceries. Oh, that part wasn't even part of your story. You just went to do groceries without having a chance for a date. You are a true chess player, brother. that is the ultimate chess experience, right? It's not when you are offered a date by Sydney Sweeney and you go like, "Sorry, grocery shopping priorities." No. It's when you are not playing that game altogether. It's just grocery shopping or sitting at home staring at a screen of chess pieces before anyone gets the idea. Right. Classic, Mate. Classic. Classic, brother. Yes, half of the story is 1 point. Totally. Okay, so here's my beef with this whole story. If you wanted to play Queen d4, why do we play f3? You may argue that you didn't want to allow this, and that's fair, yeah? Because e5 loses to bishop e5. I find this position wonky. Like, the engine thinks that you're doing okay here, but I find it difficult for white here to make progress. It's a very delicate situation where both kings are kind of weird. And I think all this could have been beautifully prevented by you not blundering the beautiful tactic that you set yourself up. Okay, this feels wrong on every possible level. So, given that you're facing a dark squared bishop, by default, you want to put your king on a light square. Adding to that, you never, ever, ever want to have 3 main pieces on the exact same diagonal. Even if it's inaccessible, it just sets 7,000 alarm bells off. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You also walk into queen h4 check. Like, just the whole thing just feels completely wrong. No, I don't think he was scared because what he moved into looked a lot scarier. Sweeney thought. Yeah, that's not the one we want, guys. That's not the one we want. Hello? My main man finally reveals the high T. He's packing heat. He is packing heat.
Boomski.
Now that is a boomski. Shish kebab, man. Love it. And I almost don't care how sound it is. It's because this is a move that changes all trends in the game, right? And like bishop g5, rook c7, king d8. Oh, all of this played? What the fridge? Like, bro, you missed tactics of like 400 rating level, and now we are playing 2600 tactics. Wow! The legend, look at that! Brillante! Followed by Brillante. For those of you who are not quite up to that level, like myself, the idea is queen d5 and both rooks are hanging with mate. No less. Well, you don't need time anymore, bro. This is what you needed time for. Well, you say sus, but then he misses mate in 2 with check and mate. What? Dude, what the hell? How? How? I'm honestly just how? But okay, to be fair, now it's made in 1, right? So you're still good. 1 minute. Like, hello? What do you need 1 minute for? Made in 1. How is 1 minute even entering the conversation here? That's like going back to my favorite example. Sweeney rocks up to your bedroom, loses all the textiles, and she goes like, yay or nay? And you go like, well, I only had a minute. I couldn't make up my mind. Bro, you only had a minute. Like, you really needed that, right? Like, oh, wow, this is a toughie, honey. Hold on a second. I need to do the computation here. Let me just think it through and go through my diary and hold the horses. Just not so rash, that one. Like, you don't need time, man. One minute is not a time control issue in this position, irrespective of whether there is any added time or not. I don't know who the hell Sarah Sweeney is, by the way. Now I'm so intrigued. I need to Google it too. Oh, not Sydney. Let's go with that. No Sydney. Yeah, I probably over did that a little bit, that reaction. Yeah, this is tragic, man. Like, you cannot miss this. Yeah, it is made in 1. Mate. But you had mate here too. Like, you should have found all of these checkmates and 10 others in 1 minute. Well, the problem, Fat Bellies, is that Sydney put the bar very high, right? Not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger. Everyone is an adult improver, bro, but if I give you endless credit for this, then we can't go light on you missing mate in 1. Come on, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. She's a podiatrist, think of the feet. Yeah, this is crazy, City. Oh, man. But even you have made into checkmate. Okay, now we have got made in 2 again with rook f7. Bro, like... Oh, you found it! I love you long time. Love you long time. Best game ever. Best game ever, ladies and gentlemen. Sydney has already left your bedroom, but at least you can claim that the offer was on the table. She was just not good enough for you. Yeah, fours made in 2s and 3s, brother, is high priority for you. And like you really need to hammer them. Like recognizing mate patterns is a very, very serious weakness of your... Nah, no one really meant that you were doing anything untoward, Chief. Don't worry, that's not on. Alright, who is next? Oh, the ninja guy, right? Is ninja next? Oh, it was this ninja. Yes, it's ninja. No, I'm all over it, guys. What are you talking about? That's ninja right here. Oh, this game doesn't seem to have an end, and it has an awkward brackets in it. Okay, are we white or black? Or you want me to try to figure it out? I think we'll be black. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, brother. So there is this golden rule of openings that indicate that we should seek to develop knights before bishops. What rating range are we doing here, Mr. Ninjas? No. 2000. Okay, it's a very surprising move by a 2000, but I'll take it. You got a thumbs up for it, by the way. Knight c3. Strange. Yeah, I guess there is some gambit here based on this idea of take queen b3 and then knight c6. Takes rook c8, and now dirty things are about to happen to white down here. But knight, yeah, I don't know. I'm not digging this. But okay, let's go. Queen b6, knight c3 looks definitely weird. Now e6 is legit. I suppose dc is somewhat normal. The engine is not excited, but I don't hate it. Oh, fuck, here we go again. h3. Maisie, welcome. Thank you for the gifted subski. Now, I have a little bit of a beef with e6, in that I would have preferred to play knight d7, because if they don't play d4, I would play e5 rather than 6. Like, why to be a chicken if you can be a tiger? Wow, that was very, very deep philosophical, rhetorical question there, right? Danke für das Geschenk-Abo. What is subscription in Germany? Something that starts with Abo. I'm now so intrigued. Danke für das Geschenk-Abo. Geschenk is gift, but Abo is definitely short, right? Someone help me. So yeah, I would have preferred Abonnement. Danke sehr, meine liebe Damen und Herren. Abonnement. Yeah, 97, definitely. See? And your opponent is definitely a proud member of the Chicken Chess Club, and you could have taken advantage of said membership by playing e5 here. Das ist ein sehr starker Zug. I don't know if it's starke or stark. Yeah, whatever. German is hard. Why don't you go to a5 here, chief? Why are we running home? Yeah, that's also possible, but I think that's a little bit too adventurous, Jazz. Yeah, I dislike queen d8. Like, why are we going all the way home? In fact, I almost prefer every move that is legal here for black that is not queen d8. I prefer queen a5. I prefer c5. Why wouldn't I play c5? I would also not rule out queen c7 at all. Yes, I know that there is a knight b5 idea, but then if you slide back, then the knight is hanging. Why not queen b3? That was 5 years ago, Jess. Ah, look, you can play this endgame, but this is always a touch more pleasant for white with the semi-open file and all that jazz. I don't mind leaving the queens on. I think that's fine. But queen d8 here is the last move I would look at playing. Queen a5, c5, queen c7 are all higher. Why not queen b2? I guess rook b1. I mean, we all knew that it's rook b1, so I don't necessarily understand your question. You knew that that was rook b1, right? Stronghold, thank you. Yeah, that is not something I would concern myself about. Because these are actually weakening moves as well. So now you have got something to bite into. And as for the pin, I mean, like, yeah, I get it, but I don't like the pin either. But is there a way to exploit it? I don't think so. Okay, now we are winning the chess game because c5 is already a game-winning threat, right? Not D? I guess there is an argument for both. Your opponent definitely dropped the ball here big time with queen d4. I don't even know what they were thinking here. Queen b3 every day of the week, yeah? What is this? So my first candidate here would be castles. I may be wrong. The engine doesn't like me, but this is my first move. Yeah, but the point is that if you choose the... in fact, the point is that I don't think it's hanging. Because as soon as you take it, I have bishop takes d3, right? So if I play a no move, I don't think you can take. Because I can take this, no? Maybe I'm missing something here. Yeah, I don't understand why this position is not happy. I mean, the knight is awkwardly hanging, but you can also not castle. So I kind of dig this for black. Alright, I will let this slide. But I would have loved to allow the discovery and second exchange. That's why I didn't want to move it. Queen c7. Ah, you wanted to hit e5. Yeah, naturally, again, I would either castle here or go after some horse chase. Can we chase horses? Woo! Now that is a sexy move. By the way, this game is mind-bogglingly tricky. Yeah, I'm quite liking black here. Queen c7 looks a bit weird. Yeah, on the whole, I don't understand what we propose to do against a random move for white. It just feels like we just wasted a move and potentially lined our queen up with trouble. The h knight does hang if I play bishop d3, Aminita, but so was the b5 knight, which was the whole point of the operation. That's why I wanted to allow this, so that after bishop d3 I can let go of that knight and capture this instead. Yeah? Okay, let's move on. Yeah, knight h4 like completely misses the mark. And now we are golden because they just sucked in knight d3. Are these games that have been already sent to you, coach? Yeah, so peeps paid for the analysis and then they sent the game. I was constantly over-focused on not getting my knight on h5 trapped. I don't understand what that means because it's a virtual physical impossibility for this knight to be trapped. Because in order to get it trapped, they have to play g4. In order to play g4, the queen has to move. The queen can't move. So what you are doing here is you're telling stories. How? That's impossible. It can't happen. Weird. Like, I understand that you feel edgy about the knight on h5, pun intended. But it's safe as, man. Oh, Jesus. But see, Bilas, this is, or Ninja, this is where your thinking is completely misleading you and allowing you to go to territories that don't exist. So are you telling me that against castles you are scared of a certain knight move? So what knight move is it? Because no one in their right mind with the white pieces would play here either knight h4 or knight d2. Like, this is way too many moves to accomplish a goal that is completely unattainable. Like, it just cannot be done. Because by the time you get there, something else is going to hit you. Like, I'm just going to play a pass. I'm going to play another pass. So I played two absolute brain-dead moves. And you still did not manage to trap my knight. As a matter of fact, you are losing the game. So you fabricated a story for yourself that never existed. And you played along that story. Man, I'm looking so hard at Queen G3 here. But it doesn't quite work, regrettably. Knight F4 does work. Take, take. But this was, of course, the cleanest what you did. Good job. Bishop E4, what is going on here? Queen C4 is cool. I like it. Yeah, D4 is falling out of the sky. What? The game ended here. I'm guessing we won. That was a heck of a ride, man. Well, that's all you sent me, buddy. That's all you sent me. Your message ends there. I guess so too. So maybe it was the bishop g6 line. So they played this. HG, GH, queen d4. Is this how the game went? Is this it? That's a line that was added. Yeah, right. Okay, so you messed up the notation. Yes. Very neat finish, brother, but the early mid game and the opening overall, I didn't like a lot of things. Little details, but they are important. So I preferred knight d7 over e6. I absolutely dislike queen d8. I think it was the worst possible moves of all available. I liked what you did here. Although, considering how nervous you got about knight h5, I don't understand why you didn't play knight d5. Like, that would have resolved all problems. And very simply, too. Like, white has now quite a lot of issues. d4, bishop d3 is pending. You are safe to castle. I have no idea why you would create this problem for yourself, especially if you treated it like a problem. And here it got extremely complicated, so I understand the mistakes. And the rest was actually pretty clean. So, early opening was a bit meh, and then the rest was pretty neat. Alright, now I think I don't owe anyone anything other than Cody. Oh, I see. I see. Wait, so you miscalculated what? Oh, you thought that you had f5 here. And an ef6, that is not 5. And that's knight f6, not 3. And then e6 is hanging. Yes. Mind you, why you would take this knight and not this knight is beyond me. Since the whole operation is to resolve the problem of the knight. And this is actually really not that bad. You might even score here a perpetual draw. On repetition. Ah, mess. But yes, I understand what you miscalculated there. Fair. Alright, Cody, did you send me anything? Yeah, Code sent us something too. Have I looked at this already? Oh no, Peripheral Cone, I haven't looked at yours, right? Oh no, I have looked at this. Wait, is there anyone that I haven't looked at? Can you please yell at me loudly? Wasn't there a dude? Oh, the black has... This guy I haven't looked at. The black one. Are you still in the house, Mr. Black? Well, I think there is a group lesson command now that takes you to the Discord server, Courtney. So as much as I appreciate you asking that, right, the black guy is not here, but I'm gonna do it because he paid for it and he can rewatch it on YouTube. Okay, bishop c4 tragic. We should not take this. It's just knight f6. Knight f6 again. Yep. And castles. This is the textbook case where you just ignore it and you develop. Whoa. Hello. Good man. I think he's sending me a game where he's flexing. Yes. He's flexing. And I'm proud of him. Flex game incoming, ladies. Yes! 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 That's how chess is played. King caught in the middle, pens down. Yes. Apparently knight f1 check is a false mate here. Maybe rook e8? No, check. Fair enough. Fair enough. And we mow down the board. Jacob loves games. Luckily we are looking at one right now. Jacob, welcome in. Knight c4 check also has to be winning by force. That's the move I would have played. WSG 1-on-1v1 on Chess.com. No, but I would love to do a 3-on-1. Provided I am the one and I get to pick who the 3 are. Sydney Sweeney will be one of them, let me tell you that, based on how this stream has been going. But thank you for asking, though. Appreciate it. But no thank you. Knight b2. Oh! My main is going for mate. Yeah, exactly, DH. This is why Morphe. Exactly. Hated FV, welcome in. No. I'm the one and I get to pick the other three too, Jacob. I am very selfish. But no, brother. Typically on this stream, I do not play much at all. Instead, we spend our meaningful time together on far greater and noble endeavors, such as improving our chess. What? Why is it not Queen E3, broski? By the way, I kid you not, the fastest checkmate here is Bishop G1. I didn't use the words play, and for a very good reason. But if I did, I didn't intend to. Jacob, just let it go, brother. Like, forget about it. I tried to get out of it with a joke. I thought I did. I appreciate your persistence, though. So the idea of Bishop E3 is that we are creating a mate thread. And if they take, then after the check, it's a backrank mate. This is insane. Because one would be absolutely glued to the check idea. Yeah, this was really weird. Like, my man could have just won a queen. And oh, thank you for the 10 buckies. You are a legend, my friend. Thank you. Okay, mate in the end. Alright, shout out to my black guy, good chess game there. And now finally, Cody gets to have a bit of roasting for himself. Yeah, reckon that Bishop G1 is when Kramnik immediately starts to look for your anal beads. Cody, what the hell is 93? Sonia Sweeney now. And Sylvia Sweeney. Okay. Cody, D4, my friend, every day of the year. You still don't have my course? Cody? Time, buddy, to invest. Good opening play, though. Good opening play by you, barring knight c3. Okay, so your number one candidate here is castles. If you're not playing castles here, your number two candidate is the slightly shameful bishop a4. But if it's not castles, I'm going to be sad. Yes, my man! Mm! And now I guess a3. Yeah. I think a3. And then call Kramnik. Yeah, that is not findable. I take it back. 95 good. This is pretty solid chess, Cody. I'm quite happy. Now you just need to get my course so that your openings are in order. Ooh. Wait. Why is this not bishop g5? Hello? Fat Belly is already counting on bishop g5, f6, rook e6 like his life depended on it. Yeah, exactly. That's the move you want to see, yeah? Because you are a tactical beast. But it's actually dog shit. Wait. Yeah, just come back. But that's shameful. That's shameful behavior. Now, if rook e6 doesn't work, then I understand why you wouldn't want to do it. And regrettably, it doesn't work. I was getting ahead of myself. Oh, if it's bishop e7, you are playing bishop g5 every day of the week. That's not even close then. It's f6 or nothing, because then you are trading dark squared bishops, which means that the dark squares are going to be tragically weak. On top of that, there is a knight d5 motif that you can feast on occasionally, so yeah. Okay, bishop d3 will let this slide. Knight e4, very good. Very good. This is excellent chess. Where the hell did you send it to me? I'm not here to praise people. And now bishop f5 and bishop h6 wins the queen. That was Cody absolutely masterclass. Absolute masterclass. No, I think bishop d3 was actually the same decision. I love you long time, brother. Imagine now if you just had an opening course that helped you to actually play some proper openings for $20. Yeah. That would be lovely. Link to the course used to be in the chat. Now I can't spell, but I'm pretty sure that Chessable will take you to all of my courses. Yes. Yes, it does. Every once in a while, I have to send in a decent game. Yeah, totally. 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 Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've gone through the list. Now I have got my homework, which is that I need to tidy up the Dono link. Thank you very much for your generosity today. I hope we had a good time. I'm going to send you off to Little Asian Chat now. No, I'm joking. It's gonna be Asian Bunny. No, I'm joking. I don't know who I'm raiding. Yeah, that was a lovely one. That was for sure a lovely one. No, thank you for your patience, guys. Today was a bit of a shit show initially, so I am glad that this went the way it did. All right. Good old Cash is our go-to man today. Take care. I am very likely going to see you tomorrow.